We welcome you back to Boshemer Gymnasium here in Brevard, North Carolina, as the Tornadoes return to Boshemer Gymnasium 1-0 after a home win over Oglethorpe in the opener on Saturday. Ryan Wilkes alongside Andy Farringer for this matchup between two 1-0 teams, Brevard and LaGrange, here in Brevard, North Carolina. Andy, you had the call on Saturday. What did you like about this team in the first game?
The offense was fantastic from the Tornadoes for sure. There was a lot of contributors that were new to this team, whether they were sophomores who didn't play a lot their freshman year, or transfers, or even some freshmen really stepped up big time for the Tornadoes.
It was Jaden Carnes who led the way in scoring. He had 16. He was our Earthling Coffee out of this world player of the game. That's a bit of a mouthful, but great performance from Jaden, who led the way, but multiple double-digit scores for this team in the opener and a couple nearing double digits. Malachi McLean in his debut had 13. Twain Wilson, who will be out tonight, had 15, but Tyler Baldwin, who takes his spot, had 10. And on the note of Tyler, Andy, he really proved himself as a shot maker here in his sophomore year.
Yeah, for sure. He had career high points, assists, and rebounds in that opener yesterday or Saturday. But yeah, he's going to be something to see for sure all year for the Tornadoes.
As Andy mentioned, a really standout performance offensively. The Tornadoes shot above 51% from the field, almost 50% from three, and held Oglethorpe to 47% shooting, more importantly, 26.3% from behind the arc. I think a break the Tornadoes got in that game, however, was how poorly Oglethorpe shot the ball from the free throw line. And I think today, talking to head coach Lee Burgess, he really wants his team to defend without fouling and limit those opportunities at the line. But this is a more physical team in LaGrange, and I think that could possibly be a challenge.
Yeah, I think definitely Oglethorpe drove to the basket a lot. I think a lot of those fouls could have gone either way. I think some of them were just like contact was made and it was a foul right away. But yeah, for sure, Oglethorpe's free throw shooting, which we highlighted, Kaden and I highlighted early in the broadcast, that they weren't great free throw shooters the year before coming into that game, and then it kind of just carried over in that opener. But both teams with a lot of fouls in their opener. Brevard with 28 personal fouls, LaGrange with 19. So both teams a lot of fouls in their openers. We'll see if that continues today or if both teams can clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, two physical teams. I think a hustle stat that stood out for Brevard was 42 rebounds to only 28 for Oglethorpe. Really dominant on the glass. And talking to Coach Burgess before today's game, he said that effort's going to have to double against a team that really attacks the glass in this LaGrange team. And the final stat from Brevard that really stood out to me was the assists. 24 assists to only 6 in the whole game for Oglethorpe. Andy, in terms of sharing the ball, how impressive was it in that performance from the Tornadoes?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was really cool to watch, and especially with some, like, surprise contributors like Tyler Baldwin, which we didn't see much of last year, as I mentioned, led the team with 7 assists. Drayshawn Brown with 4 of his own. He kind of did it all in that first game. 8 points, led the team in rebounds, and second in assists. And then, of course, KK Horton, who everyone knew was going to be able to dish the ball, as he always has as a Tornado in his 4 years here.
Flipping the script to LaGrange, led by head coach Kendall Wallace. Last year, 6-19, 1-11 in the CCS conference. But this year, good start, and I think a much improved team, at least from what we can see on paper. A 91-76 win versus Truett McConnell. Outscored Truett McConnell by 22 in the second half, trailed by 7, and came out with a 15-point win. Kanai Rashid Henry led the team with 18 points and 6 rebounds. A really impressive performance from him. Brody Scott was in double digits as well for this Panthers team, as the Panthers come to town with an impressive start to the season. Also, Austin Colton off the bench had 15 points for this LaGrange team, another team that scored in the 90s, so a team that can score. What are you expecting to see today of this Panthers team?
Well, this team it's very experienced. It's a much older team than some of the teams we've seen, especially much older than Brevard. Mostly just seniors and juniors that played the majority of that opener for them. So it definitely is an upgrade from last season, just because they've gotten older, they've gotten more experience, and you see that in the first game they played for sure.
So we talked about how Brevard shot the ball. Catch this. LaGrange shot 71.4% from the field, including a 53.3% clip from beyond the arc. And Truett McConnell shot the ball well, too. I mean, 65%, 62.5% from 3. So LaGrange obviously shooting the ball well, but also allowing a good amount of points defensively. How do you hope Brevard can take advantage of that defense here today?
Well, This looks like they just put up a lot of really good shots, right? So, I mean, as you can see by the high percentage, as you highlighted, but they didn't have very high assist totals that we mentioned Brevard had. So maybe Brevard makes them pass the ball, force some turnovers maybe, do something that they're not so used to doing, force their skill players not to just do it all by themselves, and see if it forces some turnovers.
I want to thank you guys for joining us on the YouTube today as we're just about 4 minutes away from tip-off. Again, feel free to leave your comments and tell us what you're thinking here early in the season. Again, as we always are, we're so thankful that we can bring this to you free of charge in the world of subscriptions and streaming services, everything, all Brevard College home athletic events, including Tornado Talk, free for your enjoyment on YouTube, both live and in the post game. It will be archived on YouTube. So go ahead and enjoy today. Grab a refreshment and take in some Brevard College Tornado basketball. Looking forward to having you here on the live stream. Again, Ryan Wilkes, Andy Farringer taking through all your coverage today. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we'll wrap up this pregame conversation and get ready for tip-off right here on YouTube.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
What are some keys that you have for this team from what you saw against Oglethorpe to continue or maybe improve to get on here today?
I think you got to avoid fouling. There's so many fouls in that first game, 28 as a team, so limit those. Ideally cut that in half. 14 would be a decent number as a team. And then just keep shooting the ball as they did. They shot the ball lights out in that first game, so if they can keep that up, that'll definitely be able to get them the victory tonight.
The starting lineup for Brevard, at least what we expected to be: KK Horton, Brock McKnight, Drayshawn Brown, Jaden Carnes, and Tyler Baldwin, as we mentioned, taking the spot for the injured Twain Wilson. Hope to see Twain back ready to go here in the next couple games. We'll get you the starting lineup for LaGrange when we come back after the national anthem, as we get ready to roll. Both teams heading to the bench, and we'll talk to you after the break for tip-off on the other side.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Back here at the Bosch, starters being introduced as we're ready to get underway. It's Devin Dowell, Brody Scott, also Shaden Hamilton, Kenai Rashid Henry, we talked about him, and Parker Gonzalez getting the start today. For LaGrange, we mentioned the expected starting lineup for Brevard. It will be Drayshawn Brown, KK Horton, Brock McKnight, Tyler Baldwin, and Jaden Carnes. As we're about ready to get underway, the Tornadoes being introduced, again led by head coach Lee Burgess, assisted by assistant coach Jaquan Casey, a two-man crew for Brevard. Leading the way for the Tornadoes, again, head coach Kendall Wallace of LaGrange, assisted by Blake Kraft and Grant Evans. Again, I want to thank you guys for joining today. Leave a chat. I've got the YouTube open. I'll try and answer your questions or answer any comments you have here today. As the Tornadoes finish up being introduced, again, Baldwin getting the start today for the injured Twain Wilson. And Jaden Carnes, who led the way for the Tornadoes in the opener with 16 points and 6 rebounds. We're just about ready to go. The two teams will enter the court. It'll be Brevard moving left to right in the first half. LaGrange will move right to left in the red uniforms with the white letters and numbers. Mentioned the multicolored uniform today. Interesting look for LaGrange. One guy out there that could cause some issues today defensively, 6'6" Parker Gonzalez. Andy, guy with size. Jaden Carnes will probably be matched up with him. What does Jaden got to do today to slow down the big guy for LaGrange?
I think he's got to stay in front of him and not foul. Make sure his hands are up and just kind of get in his way. He's been able to play well against taller defenders, offensive guys in the past, so we'll see if he's able to do that again today.
You also got Kenai Rashid Henry, who is 6'8", doing the tip-off duties with Jaden Carnes here today. As Rashid Henry wins a tip, it goes back to Shaden Hamilton, and we're underway. Top of the key here for Dowell. Top for Gonzalez, now inside. Good feed to Rashid Henry, and he will finish with the right hand. Good positioning for Rashid Henry, who picks up right where he left off, and it's 2-0 LaGrange. Baldwin in the front court, handoff to Drayshawn Brown. Far side, Brock McKnight, inside to Brown. Brown looking for an option. He'll feed it back out to Carnes, back to the top for McKnight. McKnight swings it to Horton. Horton back to the top for Brock. Good ball movement here on the first possession as Carnes hands off Horton. He'll try a three off to the right, no good. Brown there with the rebound. He had 11 in the opener. He kicks back out to McKnight to the top, Baldwin, and Baldwin will reset with 15 to shoot. Tyler Baldwin off the ball screen from Jaden Carnes, gives off to Horton to the top for Carnes. Carnes looks back door, now back out Baldwin. He'll try a three, and it's good. Tyler Baldwin, a triple. He had 3 in the opener, and he hits his first here today. Into the front court, move the Panthers, Andy.
Leaving off right where he finished that last game.
There's Dowell with a pull-up jump shot on the near side wing, and the Panthers answer right back. It's 4-3 in the early going. Baldwin in the front court. Down low feed for Carnes with Gonzalez defending. Carnes back to the basket, kicks back out Brown. Brown off a screen from Carnes, goes to the top, looking inside for Jaden. A good look, but a little bit of an errant pass. It's a turnover, and LaGrange gets the possession back.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of ball movement from the Tornadoes so far. They did that a lot in the first game and worked pretty well for them so far. Not a bad start. Good crashing the boards by Drayshawn Brown for the offensive rebound that last possession. So
now a feed inside and a left-hand layup. Good for Brody Scott, slicing inside, and it's 6-3 LaGrange with 3 two-point baskets all inside the paint. Outside that one pull-up jumper as Horton receives a dribble handoff. Near side, McKnight inside for Horton with Rashid Henry defending. Back out Carnes, top of the key. It's Brock McKnight, 17 to shoot. McKnight here on the near side wing. Still Horton in the corner. Back to the top, McKnight. Around a backdoor cut, not there. Baldwin far side three. It's good. Tyler Baldwin, all 6 for him so far on 2 threes. Now Gonzalez rim running, and he gets to the rim. Lays it in with the right. He beat Carnes down the floor and scoops it up and in. It's 8-6 Panthers. Hand off to Brown on the far side in front of the LaGrange bench. Now to KK Horton. Near side, Brock McKnight to the top for Carnes. Tight defense there, but he gets it back. Carnes driving down the middle of the lane, tries a left-hand scoop shot, and it rolls in. Jaden Carnes on the board for 2. And we're tied at 8 in a fast-paced first couple of minutes. 17-18 in the moving clock here in this first half. Kick to the corner for Shaden Hamilton now looking inside. Rasheed Henry, it's tipped away to Gonzalez. Dowell tries a deep three, well off to the right. Long rebound goes to Horton. Here comes KK left to right. Far side in front of the LaGrange bench. Kicks it to the top for Baldwin. Baldwin a handoff far side for Horton. Horton to the top, looks inside for Carnes. Good pass. Carnes double team down low. Kick back out Baldwin. All the way back to the top for KK with 15 to shoot. Handoff Brock McKnight. He'll try a three, and it rattles in. Another three for the Tornadoes. 16 in the first one against Oglethorpe as Gonzalez running the other way. Has it tipped away, and possession stays with LaGrange.
Tornadoes doing a good job with the ball movement here, finding the open guy. After a lot of passing, LaGrange sticking with them in the beginning of possessions, but you can see it tiring them throughout the possessions and finally finding the open shooters.
3-3 so far for the Tornadoes, 2 for Baldwin, 1 for Brock McKnight. His pass goes to the top for Scott. Scott swings it to Rasheed Henry with Drayshawn Brown defending. He gets his hand in there, but Rasheed Henry stays with it. Rasheed Henry driving inside, and he is bumped. I believe it'll be on the floor. I don't think if it got him going up, it did actually, so it'll be 2 free throws for Kenai Rasheed Henry. An 11-8 early going matchup here between LaGrange and Brevard. Rasheed Henry heads to the line for 2. First one up, and it swishes in. And LaGrange back within 2 with one more free throw on the way for Rasheed Henry.
Yeah, you mentioned it, very fast-paced start here in this one. Both teams looking to run and pass and move very quickly.
Rasheed Henry's second free throw is another swish, and it's 11-9. Approaching the under 16 media timeout, these two teams have lived up to what they've done offensively as whistles in the front court. I believe a shot clock issue here as they'll reset. They'll reset it to something here. I believe it will probably be like 26 or something along those lines. So a brief stoppage here. Brevard will inbound on the far sideline in front of LaGrange bench. It will go to 26 as McKnight feeds it to the backcourt for Tyler Baldwin.
Great call by you there on the 26.
Yeah, there we go. KK Horton to the top for Drayshawn Brown. Brown dribbles around the top of the key, now feeds off to Baldwin, who goes to Carnes. Baldwin a backdoor cut, kicks back out KK Horton. Baseline drive for KK. Awkward layup, no good. Carnes with the rebound, second chance, back out. Baldwin will try again, no good this time, as Rasheed Henry skies for the board. Dowell in the front court quickly, drives down the lane. The layup rattles around, no good, but the tip is good for Gonzalez, and the Panthers take a 12-11 lead. Baldwin takes in the front court for the Tornadoes, handoff to KK Horton, near side for McKnight. Inside for KK Horton, back to the basket. He'll drive on Rasheed Henry. Tough fadeaway jump shot, misses everything. And Rasheed Henry grabs the board. Here comes Hamilton, feed inside Gonzalez. Gonzalez with a right-hand layup, no. And Drayshawn Brown grabs the board for the Tornadoes. Here comes Baldwin quickly. Gives to Brock McKnight inside Carnes. One-on-one matchup. Carnes tries a scoop layup. It is denied by Henry, but he gets a rebound. Drayshawn Brown in the paint, kick back out McKnight, who tries a three. It rattles around and off. Dowell grabs the board for LaGrange. 4 subs set to check in for the Panthers on the next whistle. Hamilton dribbles around on Tyler Baldwin, now inside for the 6'6" Gonzalez. He backs down KK Horton. It looks like he might have traveled, no call, but a whistle is on KK Horton. It's a layup plus the foul for Gonzalez, who just went one-on-one with KK and finds the bottom of the cup. That will take us to our first media timeout at 14:50 to go in this first half. It's LaGrange 14, Brevard 11 when we come back.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
About this performance from Brevard to hold this 1-point lead.
This LaGrange team is just completely different than Oglethorpe. A lot of inside, a lot of baskets trying to be scored within, and the Tornadoes just really had to adapt to that off that beginning. LaGrange kind of caught them off guard, and we'll see if we saw that in the second shift there from the LaGrange, where Tornadoes really defended that a lot better. We'll see if they can keep that up here.
Resetting the floor here. Dowell's back out there with Brody Scott, Chaden Hamilton, Kanai, Rashid Henry, and Parker Gonzalez. The Tornadoes have Malachi McLean back on the floor with KK Horton inside. Jaden Carnes looking back outside for Caleb Duncan with 18 to shoot to the top for KK. KK glancing down the right side of the lane, kicks back out to Duncan inside. Carnes, a right-hand layup, good. Good action between Duncan and Carnes as Gonzalez running the floor again. He's double-teamed on the baseline. Now inside, and the layup rolls home for Chaden Hamilton. Good eyes by Gonzalez there. Double-teamed on the baseline, Andy.
Yeah, I mean, there's 3 guys on Gonzalez, so the cutting LaGrange Panther was able to get the basket there on that one.
Duncan down the left side of the lane, kick back out Carnes. Carnes will dribble back to the top with 15 to shoot. 18 to 17 Tornadoes here. Just about 11 minutes to go in the first half. Caldwell tries a 3, no good back rim. Tipped around, KK Horton collects. Back to the top for Zane. Zane kicks the near side wing for KK Horton. Down low for Malachi McLean. Malachi McLean backing down Chaden Hamilton. Good move. The layup was blocked. Caldwell second chance. Sticks it back up and in.
Good putback there by Caudle on that one. A lot of offensive rebounds so far.
Dowell running baseline, and he'll score. LaGrange wasting no time in transition off of made baskets. LaGrange wants to run. It's 20 to 19 Tornadoes in a fast-moving first half of play. Top of the key, Carnes thinks about 3, thinks better of it. Down low for Duncan. His layup was tipped, but it rolls in. Caleb Duncan for 2, and now some transition again for LaGrange, waiting for numbers. Handoff Dowell. Dowell baseline tries a floater, rolls around, no good. Tip back out Rashid Henry, and the Panthers will reset. Inside Gonzalez, double team comes from Duncan. He backs away, and that allows Gonzalez to get to the rim and convert for 2.
Yeah, a lot of getting down low from the Panthers, and it's working so far in this one. Close contest.
8 for Gonzalez so far to lead all scorers, actually lead the Panthers as McLean tries the top of the key 3, and it finds the bottom. 3-pointer good from McLean as Dowell running the other way, goes baseline. His layup off the mark, no good. Tip back out to Hamilton, and the Panthers will reset. Far side corner, Dowell. He drives on Carnes, right-hand layup off the glass and in. Lee Burgess not happy there on the second chance opportunity for the Panthers, and they convert as McLean has it far side. Clears out, pass near side for Caudle, inside for Duncan, back to the basket on Scott. Duncan drives inside, kicks back out for Zane Caudle, 13 to shoot for the Tornadoes. Caudle handoff goes to Duncan, now inside for Carnes. Help comes from Gonzalez, but a bump and a foul called on LaGrange. And I believe it'll send Jaden Carnes to the free throw line. Actually, they're going to say it was on the floor. I would tend to agree with that call. It looked like the bump came when Carnes was not in his motion. Coach Burgess not happy about that. As Noah Asuji, the freshman, will check in for the first time today. Jaden Carnes will get a breather.
Asuji coming in for some more height for the Tornadoes, so we'll see if this helps with some of those baskets in the paint.
McLean tries another 3, and he knocks it down. And Brevard leads by 5. Here comes Hamilton quickly. Scott near corner tries a 3, rattles around, no good. McLean with the rebound. He's fouled by Gonzalez. Second on Parker Gonzalez as we see the immediate substitution with Trenton Dillard heading to the scorer's table. And Andy, I think the key is with LaGrange moving so quickly, you've got to get that first rebound and not give him another chance.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're seeing that on the other end too. All these offensive rebounds because they want to move so quickly in transition.
Caudle in the backcourt gives off KK Horton. Tornadoes look to extend what is a 5-point lead. Things have settled in a little bit for both sides. Caudle gives off to KK, near side to Caleb Duncan. Duncan feeds off Malachi McLean. Now inside, Duncan wide open, reverse layup, finds the bottom of the cup. Caleb Duncan just slipped behind the defense and scored for 2. Inside, Dillard gives off Dowell. I believe he was blocked by Asuji, and here come the Tornadoes with Zane Caudle.
Yeah, 2 blocks now for the Tornadoes. Trayshawn Brown got one earlier, and that's double that they had in that first game.
Duncan, a high pass from McLean, who's able to corral. He'll take it back to the top with 15 to shoot. 7-point lead for Brevard. McLean drives down the lane. Floater rattles around and finds the bottom of the net. Malachi McLean has, I believe, that will be 8 for Malachi as he scores, and the Tornadoes' lead is now 9. Dowell on the far side with McLean defending, tries a tough pull-up jumper. Front rim no good. Second chance rebound. Put back up and in by Rasheed Henry. And a timeout called by LaGrange to kind of slow down the pace of this one. Brevard has been able to extend this lead to 7. Andy, we'll keep it right here for a moment before we go to a quick break. Things have been kind of happening in the blink of an eye. I mean, just talk about the pace of play here and how it's kind of favoring the Tornadoes on those quick opportunities for LaGrange.
Yeah, well, LaGrange is trying to get down the court so quickly that if the Tornadoes do get back, it really sets up like a good defense, and LaGrange doesn't really have a bunch of like plays they're running. They're just kind of putting up shots and trying to grab offensive rebounds and put it back up, where the Tornadoes, with all this passing and then a couple cuts here and there, it's leaving a bunch of Tornadoes wide open down in the paint, where we saw Caleb Duncan with that layup.
We're at the under 8. We'll take a quick 30-second break and be back on the other side. We'll actually keep it right here during this media timeout. Andy, talk about some of the stats so far. What have you seen of these guys that you like with Tyler Baldwin, Malachi McLean contributing? What are some of the numbers that stand out to you so far?
Yeah, I was just about to mention the 2 of them. Tyler Baldwin leading the Tornadoes end the game with 9. 3 of those, all 3 of his baskets coming by way of the 3-pointer. Just one shy of that opener he had where he scored 10. Of course, Malachi McLean coming off the bench like he did in the first one, but 8 points already, 2 3-pointers. He had 3 in that opener, so definitely his style of gaming is really working with what the Tornadoes are trying to run here.
Tornado ball out of the timeout. Zane Caudle brings it up the floor for Brevard. Handoff to Malachi McLean. Now Trayshawn Brown on the near side. KK Horton has it for Brevard with 20 to shoot. Far side for Trayshawn. Now Malachi McLean, 15 to shoot. No passes inside so far. McLean top of the key. Crossover move. Tries another triple, and that time well defended. As transition again for LaGrange, inside for Dillard. Back out Scott. Can he keep it in bounds? No, he can't. I don't think LaGrange really knew where the baseline was there. Dillard too far, trying to kick it back out for Scott. Another turnover for the Panthers.
Yeah, something I was mentioning before, where if they don't get that basket right away in this transition, they kind of really don't know what's going on, and it's just really messy on that last possession.
Trayshawn Brown down the lane, and he is blocked, but a foul called. I believe it won't go on Rasheed Henry. Actually, it will. That's a call on Kenai Rasheed Henry, and I think a storyline here is if those bigs get in trouble. Actually, it was McAllister. My apologies. But on that note, the bigs get in foul trouble with Parker Gonzalez on the bench already with 2. I think that can help out the Tornadoes. Trayshawn Brown's first free throw. Back rim, no good. Trayshawn 0 of 3 from the line so far as Tyler Baldwin checks back in. Zane Caudle heads to the bench.
Yeah, Tornadoes just 5 and 9 in that opener with free throws and 0 for 3 to start here, so something definitely to look into.
Brown's second free throw misses as well. The ball careens around. Scott eventually controls. Scott to the front court now for Jace Harrell. Kick it back out for Scott. 7 minutes to play here in this first half. Brevard leads by 7, 32 to 25. Now a foul called inside. I think it was Tyler Baldwin trying to defend Kenai Rasheed Henry. And he's whistled. It's Baldwin's first. The third team foul. Brevard's done a much better job with the fouls here in this first half compared to last time out, as Rasheed Henry has it inside. Baldwin comes with the help, but it goes right back to Scott. Scott back outside. McAllister a 3, and it rattles in. Big shot for LaGrange, back within 4, and a 3-pointer from Micah McAllister. As Brevard controls with Baldwin in the front court, it gives off McLean. McLean errant pass to Brown, and McAllister going the other way. McAllister inside, layup, falls. 2-point game, a 5-0 run for LaGrange. to get this one within 2. Good burst here for the Panthers. As KK Horton has the top of the key. Brown makes his defender fall. McLean step back 3 far side. No good off the front of the rim. And corralled by Harrell.
Yeah, crazy looking play there with McAllister sliding on the floor.
McAllister down the lane. He'll kick back out for Rasheed Henry. Rasheed Henry tries a deep 3, and it's good.
Really
LaGrange
tough to play.
leads.
Really tough to guard a player like that who's able to do so much in the paint, but also just pull up a three-pointer like that.
An 8-0 run as Baldwin down the lane, kicks back out to Suji, top of the key. He'll try a 3 to answer, misses everything, and it's out of play.
Tornado's just kind of a little off their game and pass on this run that the Panthers have been on. We'll see if they can try to slow this game down a little bit.
McLean checks out. Brock McKnight back in for Brevard. With Harrell bringing it up for the Panthers. 5:43 in a moving clock here in this first half. Far side, Scott has it tipped away, but right to Dillard. He drives inside. Layup is good, plus the foul. And it's an opportunity now at the line for the Panthers, who are now on a 10-0 run. It's 35-32. Actually called on Baldwin. That's his second. As I believe he'll head to the bench. Jaden Carnes back in. And Tyler Harrington checks back in for the Panthers.
Zayden Cottle also in as well for the Tornadoes.
And one free throw for Dillard is up. Back rim, no good. Rebound tipped around, corralled by Carnes. 10-0 run for the Panthers. Brevard trying to thwart it with Connell in the front court near side. Gives off to Brock McKnight, near side Carnes, and a foul called on Dillard, who rolled over the screen from Cottle, which sent him to the hardwood. And it is the 7th team foul on LaGrange.
Should be a bonus.
It will be a 1-and-1 for Brevard, who has struggled from the line. 0-4 so far. And Zane Cottle tries to change that and break up this run from LaGrange, who currently is on a 10-0 run. Cottle's free throw rattles home. And Brevard back within 2, and Cottle will have one more.
See what the Tornadoes can do with them being in the bonus for the last 5.5 minutes in this one.
Cottle's second free throw finds the bottom of the cup. And Brevard breaks up the 10-0 run to get back within 1. In the front court now, McAllister driving on Carnes, crossover. Looking top of the key, yes, Dillard now inside. And Kanai Rasheed Henry, great move on Brown to score. You see the height and the physicality from Rasheed Henry. As Cottle kicks far side for Horton, bounce pass inside to McKnight, it's taken away. Here come the Panthers with Micah McAllister. McAllister driving down the lane, kick back out, 3-point shot, rattles home. Jace Harrell for 3, and LaGrange leads by 6. 40-34, what a spurt it's been here for the Panthers as KK Horton off a ball screen at the top, drives inside. KK's right-hand layup, missed everything but a foul called on Kanai Rasheed Henry. He didn't like that one, but it will send KK to the line. And it's the 8th team foul on the Panthers. Rasheed Henry with 11. 2 blocks for him, 5 rebounds, already approaching a double-double. It's his first foul, and it will send KK Horton to the line, who is scoreless so far in this one. His first free throw, no good off the front of the rim. But he'll have one more for Brevard here with 4:35 to go in the first half. His second free throw up and in. 40-35, timeout Brevard, as things have flipped here in the final minutes of this first half. Brevard led by 7, LaGrange now by 5. 40-35, we'll take a quick break and be back on the other side. .40-35, LaGrange here with 4:35 to go in the first half, and a half that Brevard led 32-25, but a 15-3 run for LaGrange gives the Panthers a 5-point lead in a frantic first half of play. Bounce pass to Harrell in the backcourt. This brings it across the timeline for the Panthers. Looks to the top for Micah McAllister. McAllister driving on Brown. Crossover move. Brown, good defense to turn away McAllister, who has to kick it back to the top for Harrington. Now far side, back to Harrell. 10 to shoot for LaGrange. To the top for Dillard. Inside looking for Rasheed Henry. Great help from Drayshawn Brown, but it goes right back to Rasheed Henry, who dunks it home with two hands.
Good hustle play there by Harold to keep the ball with the Panthers and get the basket.
Caudle handoff to KK Horton. Now back to KK in the post. Back out Jaden Carnes. Carnes a handoff to Brock McKnight. McKnight to Horton. Horton top of the key. Could cross over mid-range jump shot. No good off the side of the rim. And the rebound down with McAllister. Under 4 to play. Next whistle, we'll have our final media timeout, with LaGrange leading by 7 points. Far side for Harrington. Harrington driving on McKnight. Baseline kick out. Now one extra pass to an open McAllister for 3, and he got it. Micah McAllister, three-pointer, and it's a 10-point lead for LaGrange. KK Horton to the top for Brown. Brown near side Carnes tried to drive, and a blocking foul called on Trenton Dillard. And that will send us to our final media timeout. What a stretch it has been for LaGrange. The run extends to, I believe, what's that, a 23-3 run?
Yeah.
Something like that, something along those lines, as actually make it a 20-3 run. As we will take our final media break and be back with the final 3:16 of this first half on the other side.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service. But more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Back here with the final 3:16 of the first half. Brevard will have 2 free throws. Maybe it's a 1-and-1 still. I don't think we're in the double bonus quite yet. It's a 1-and-1 for Jaden Carnes. Brevard trails by 10, 45-35. Here against the LaGrange Panthers. Carnes' first free throw up and through. A good shot there for Carnes. Brevard has not been great from the line here in this first half. Just 4 of 9. As Carnes' second free throw will fall. Carnes converts to the line to get Brevard back within single digits as Harrell brings it up into the front court. Hand off to Scott at the top of the key. Scott far side. Now a kick cross court for an open McAllister, who tries again, and he's got it. Another 3 for Micah McAllister. He has 11, and it's 48-37. Horton off a ball screen at the top, gives off Drayshawn Brown. Now Carnes, backdoor for KK. He was open, but he fumbled it. And now a foul, maybe a bit of a frustration foul on KK Horton. Just the team's 4th, so it will not go to a bonus, but that was looking like an easy Brevard bucket as Horton will check out. Malachi McLean back in. And LaGrange will inbound in front of its own bench with an 11-point lead.
Let's see if McLean can help the Tornadoes spark a little something with this three-point shooting that he's been having to start this year off.
Scott top of the key, far side for Tyler Harrington. Harrington inside for Gonzalez. Spin move down low. His layup rattles around, no. And Drayshawn comes down with a rebound.
I want to see if the officials start calling some offensive fouls down there. It looks like we get called when we get physical, but before ball, there's no calls.
Top of the key, Carnes tries a triple and a big shot for Jaden Carnes, and it's 48-40. Much needed 3 for Brevard. And the Tornadoes back with an 8. Scott top of the key, far side from McAllister. McAllister drives baseline, kick back out. Harrington with a 3, rattles around, no. Tipped out of bounds off the hand of Scott and out of bounds. Tornado basketball trying to cut further into this deficit with 2:04 to play. Again, on those second chance boards, with the way LaGrange has shot it almost 61% from the field, you've got to get those second chance rebounds. As Carnes has it top of the key, handoff to Drayshawn Brown down the lane. He tries a pull-up jump shot, and it rattles in. Nice shot for Drayshawn Brown, his first points. And Brevard within 6. Good surge here for the Tornadoes. Near the end of the half, looking to do more damage. As Scott has it top of the key. Handoff to McAllister, crossover on Malachi McLean. Outside Harrell, working on Brock McKnight down the lane. Has it tipped away. Who was it off of? It was off of the Tornadoes, and it stays with LaGrange with 13 to shoot, a minute 28 to play as Dillard will check back in for Parker Gonzalez. McAllister inbounds, has Harrell near side. Top of the key, Harrington. Now a kick to McAllister, drives down the lane, kick back out Scott, who tries a 3, no good, missed everything. And the rebound attempt thrown out of bounds by Jays Harrell goes back to Brevard. Almost another second chance opportunity there for LaGrange.
Yeah, Harrell really active back there on the offensive rebounds.
Brevard's ball with a minute and 10 seconds to play in a moving clock. Top of the key, Drayshawn Brown. He peruses top of the key. Now gives back to Zane Connell, 16 to shoot for the Tornadoes. Brock McKnight far side, inside looking for Malachi McLean. Had it tipped away by Harrington as Dowell checks back in. It will send McAllister to the bench. Really nice minutes for McAllister, who has 11 points, 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. Brevard will inbound deep in the corner in front of LaGrange bench. Tough spot to inbound as he feeds it all the way to the backcourt for Zane Connell. 10 to shoot. Connell brings it in the front court for the Tornadoes. 6 to shoot. Connell dribbles around, gives off McKnight. McKnight to Carnes. Carnes pump fakes, tries a deep 3. No good, missed everything. Hit the backboard. And LaGrange gets possession back with 45 and a half to play. 15-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock as we approach the end of the first half. Good bounce back from the Tornadoes to cut this thing to 6 as Dowell kicks around the dribble handoff but gets it back. McLean defending. Scott drives inside, has it taken away by Drayshawn Brown. Shot clock and game clock almost identical as Brown brings it in the front court, gives off Cottle.
Yeah, Tornadoes can stay for the last shot here.
Backdoor Brown, one-hand dunk, and he puts it down on the backdoor cut, and it's 48-44. Harrell into the front court. Go ahead, Andy.
Big time dunk there from Drayshawn Brown.
Shot clock turned off. Harrington has it top of the key. 6 to shoot, kick to the corner. Dowell beats him baseline and drives inside and scores. And that will end the first half. A gamble to try and jump that pass, and Dowell takes it inside for 2 as the clock expires, and it will be a 6-point game. As we go to the break, Andy, before we take a break, what stands out to you from this first half?
Well, Tyler Baldwin got into foul trouble early, 9 points early on there, but then his 2 fouls took him out of the game. Just 11 minutes left in that first half, and Tornadoes that's when they let that run go for the Panthers. So I think that could have been a big part of it. We'll see what he can do in the second half for the Tornadoes.
21 made shots for LaGrange there in the first half, and usually you can sit there and say, oh, the law of averages, that'll come down, but I don't know if you can say that with LaGrange after shooting 71% in the opener. Brevard's just going to have to defend a little bit better on the frantic possessions and transition for this LaGrange team, but we'll talk more about it after the break. We'll take about a 5-10 minute break and talk to you about some of the first half stats when we come back.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating, you're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
50-44, LaGrange leads Brevard here on YouTube. Ryan Wilkes and Andy Farringer taking through all your coverage today. Andy, as we look through some of the numbers, we talked about it before the break. One that stands out is 58.3% shooting from LaGrange in that first half, really lighting it up, both from inside and from three. 5 threes, but also, you do the math, that's 16 from inside the arc, really dominating it inside the arc and outside as well.
Yeah, LaGrange has 30 points to Brevard, 16 in the paint so far, so they're definitely dominating there, and 8 second chance points for the Panthers, so that's definitely a big part of it. But Tornadoes, pretty solid first half until they just let the Panthers go into that run late. But Tyler Baldwin and Jane Carnes both leading the Tornadoes with 9 points. Drayshawn Brown with 4 rebounds and 2 steals, and Malachi McLean with 8 points off the bench. And then obviously Rasheed Henry, 13 points, hasn't missed a basket yet, 5 for 5 from the field. And then Micah McAllister, 11 points off the bench, and was a huge part of that run, going 3 for 3 with 3-pointers.
One thing I think is a big teller of this first half, and maybe tells the whole story, with 8:09 left in the first half, Brevard led by 9, and with 3:04 left, just over 5 minutes later, LaGrange led by 11. What do you think keyed that run and help LaGrange take that lead?
I think it's all the offensive rebounds, second chance points. Both teams do have 5 offensive rebounds apiece, and LaGrange just 11 defensive rebounds to 10, so not much difference there, but that's what's been causing these runs. Brevard started early with all those offensive rebounds and hadn't grabbed any since early in that first half, but LaGrange did all that in the middle of the half, and that's when they went on that big run.
And you got to think of the context of those rebounds too, right? I mean, those 5 offensive rebounds for LaGrange led to good looks. I think Brevard, it was more getting it back and resetting the offense. So I think the effect of those rebounds kind of make you look at the stats and be like, wow, they only had 5 offensive rebounds. It seemed like more just because they led to second chance points, and we talked about that as well. Talking about some of the stats for LaGrange, really the highlight to me, at least from the eye test, has been Kenai Rasheed Henry, who has was 5 for 5 from the field, has 13 points, also made a 3 in that first half. He has 5 rebounds. The other double-digit scorer, Micah McAllister, who's 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from behind the arc. And that's just a couple of guys that have highlighted this first half in terms of the shooting numbers and how that has contributed to the 6-point lead. Andy, I think a key for Brevard in the second half is to get KK Horton involved. He's been a non-factor so far. He's 1 of 2 from the line. That's his only point. And we know what KK is capable of, and maybe he just needs to see one go through the net.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely just a streaky game, basketball is, so definitely just putting one through the net. And both games he's had 2 fouls in the first half, so that could also be a big part of it. So if he just plays his game, finds other Tornadoes, let them get involved, and then that's when he's his best, because the defenders try to go guard everybody else, and he just goes and scores.
We talked a lot about LaGrange shooting, but Brevard also shot the ball very well, 51.6% from the field, hit 7 threes. In between a game and a half, that's 23 threes for Brevard. I think that's really a strong suit. We talked about Tyler Baldwin getting going early from behind the arc in the absence of Twain Wilson. Malachi McLean as well has hit 2 threes. Jaden Carnes has hit 1. What does the Tornadoes have to do behind the arc to kind of, you only need 2 threes to have this a tie game. I think this is a game that the deficit feels larger than it is, and I think the Tornadoes are going to have to continue shooting well behind the arc to claw back in this game.
Absolutely. I think just don't pressure yourself. Like you mentioned, it's a 2-possession game. There's no reason to stress off rip and give up 3 straight possessions where we don't score and they do, and then now you're down double digits. Like, you just got to play your game, pass the ball, find the open 3-point guy, or, as we've seen many times, let Jaden Carnes cut, and he's wide open a lot of the time because they're so focused on the deep ball. But I think a big thing is also Brock McKnight. He was so good in that first game beyond the arc, but he only had 1 3-pointer in the first one. Only shot 2. That's like, his game is the 3-point ball, so I think he needs to start finding himself ways to get open.
Again, feel free to leave comments in the YouTube as we go throughout today's action between Brevard and LaGrange. I always love hearing from you guys. Thanks for keeping us posted on things. Like, I had the sound off earlier, and I do apologize for that. Hopefully we're back sounding good on your airwaves and taking you through some good Tuesday afternoon or now evening action between Brevard and LaGrange here live on YouTube. Again, so thankful we can bring that to you free of charge to have for your enjoyment at home or wherever you may be watching it. I want to welcome in all the Brevard fans, all the LaGrange fans, as the Tornadoes and Panthers in an early season matchup. I think you can really see what both of these teams can do. LaGrange has moved the ball down the floor quickly and efficiently and has created good looks offensively. Brevard's had a handful of them as well, but looking to create more here in this second half. And both teams ready to set the floor here. That'll be the starters out there for LaGrange. Same thing for Brevard. With Brock McKnight, Tyler Baldwin, Drayshawn Brown, Jaden Carnes, and KK Horton. Same deal, same starters for LaGrange as we get going. Brevard will inbound to Tyler Baldwin in the backcourt. 6-point deficit for Brevard here to start the second half. Baldwin far side wing for Drayshawn. Drayshawn bounce pass inside for Carnes. Had it knocked away, got it back. Now he goes to KK Horton far side from the Brevard bench. Brings it back to the top with 15 to shoot. KK handoff to Drayshawn Brown off a screen. Brown looks inside to Carnes. Carnes one dribble. He'll go up with the left hand and score. Good move for Jaden Carnes. It wasn't there initially, but the patience pays off. As LaGrange quickly moving the other way with Scott. Scott top of the key for Shaden Hamilton. Now inside, back out for Dowell. Hamilton top of the key, has it deflected away by Baldwin. Here comes Tyler Baldwin one-on-one. He'll lay it up and in. Asking for a foul, not going to get it, but nonetheless, Brevard back within 2 as Baldwin takes it one end the other and scoops it in with the right hand.
Yeah, the Tornadoes, both their leading scorers, both getting baskets early in this second half.
Hamilton top of the key, looking for Rasheed Henry, now to Scott. Scott cross-court pass, had it deflected away by KK Horton into the backcourt. LaGrange corrals with Dowell. Dowell back to the top of the key. Hamilton open for a 3, knocks it down. An open look for Hamilton, and he converts a big bucket to break up a little surge for the Tornadoes. Out in the break, it's a 5-point game in favor of the Panthers. Horton near side for McKnight. McKnight looks to the top. Carnes tries a 3, short. Off the front of the rim, and it falls into the waiting arms of Dowell.
That three-pointer just looked a little rushed there by Carnes.
Dowell near side for Hamilton, inside Rasheed Henry. The smaller Baldwin tips it away, and it stays with the Panthers. And Hamilton will inbound on the baseline. 18:22 to play, 53-48. LaGrange in front. This ball goes to the top for Gonzalez. Hamilton now to the top of the key with 15 to shoot. Near side, Dowell thinks about a 3, tries it, no good, and Brown skies for the rebound. KK Horton moving quickly, looking for Carnes. Carnes kick back out. McKnight wide open, rattles around and in. Brock McKnight, shooter's touch, finds the bottom of the cup, and Brevard back within 2.
Not what most Brock McKnight three-pointers look like, but all still count the same.
Gonzalez double teamed inside, tied up by Brown, and it will stay with LaGrange. Great help defense. Gonzalez thought he had it all by himself near the cup. Actually, it's a foul called on Drayshawn Brown. I thought from here that was a tie-up as Micah McAllister and Austin Colton check back in. Hamilton and Scott head to the bench. Inbounds pass tipped by Horton, but it's corralled. Back to the top for Dowell. Colton far side, driving baseline, pulls it back out, and tries again on Brown. Tries going to the cup, kick back out McAllister. McAllister lost the handle. Horton had it for a moment, but it goes right to Gonzalez. Inside, Gonzalez, right hand layup, falls.
Thought Horton might have been fouled there on that start to the break, but
some awkward bounces that go the way of the Panthers once again, lead back to 4. Near side, Jaden Carnes. Carnes free throw line jumper finds the bottom of the cup. Good shot for Jaden Carnes. Back and forth we go. Brevard has cut it to 2 and close to a backcourt violation there. But it stays in the front court with LaGrange. McAllister drives on Horton, has it tipped away by Brown, and it falls right back to LaGrange again. McAllister open 3. No good from the rim. There's KK Horton with the rebound. Another awkward bounce that almost went the way of the Panthers. Another good look. Brevard can tie or take the lead on this possession. Near side, Carnes tries it again. No good, in and out. Oh, man, that would have blown the roof off the box, or that one fell.
That one looked really good, too, from Carnes.
Rasheed Henry draws the contact on KK Horton, and a whistle blows with 16:42 to go. And Dillard will check back in, sends Gonzalez to the bench. And the Panthers will inbound here on the near side.
Third foul for KK Horton.
Third on KK Horton. We talked about getting him going in the second half, and foul trouble took him out in the first game against Oglethorpe, and 3 here in the second. As Dowell tries a deep 2, and it finds the bottom. Good shot by Devin Dowell on a long 2. It was almost a 3, but he had his foot on the line. As Baldwin in the front court. Off a ball screen from Carnes, back to the top for Jaden. Jaden backdoor looking for KK. It went off his foot, but no kick. As in the front, Dowell will lay it in with the right hand in transition.
That one looked like kind of the definition of kickball from the defense there, but no call from the refs.
59-53, the lead back to 6 as we approach the under 16 media timeout. Far side McKnight to KK Horton, back to the basket. Nifty move by KK, and he scoops it in. Really nice spin as LaGrange again moving quickly off a made basket to the top for Colton. Far side, KK Horton defending. McAllister in the corner. Looks for an option on Drayshawn Brown. Bounce pass to the free throw line extended for Dillard. Carnes was knocked over and Drayshawn Brown able to take it away. Brown to Baldwin, near side wing, triple, yes. Tyler Baldwin for 3 again. And Brevard has cut it to 1.
There's his 4th of the game, leading the Tornadoes now with 14 points.
Rasheed Henry driving on Brock McKnight, handoff to Dowell. And he has it knocked away by Tyler Baldwin. Here comes Tyler Baldwin, right hand layup, rolls in, and the Tornadoes lead by 1.
Another steal by the Tornadoes. A bunch here so far in the second half, forcing these turnovers, and that's what's giving them the lead here.
Baldwin, the spark plug, puts the Tornadoes ahead for the first time in what seems like a while as Colton kicks it to Dowell. Now top of the key, Colton drives on Brown, turns around, gives it off McAllister. McAllister down the lane, hop step. Did he travel? Yes, he did. Another turnover on LaGrange, and that sends us to the under 16 media timeout. The Tornadoes have outscored LaGrange by 7 in the first 5 minutes and change of the second half. It's Brevard 60, LaGrange 59, as we'll take a break here in the first media timeout of the second half.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Back here with 14:53 to go in the second half, Brevard has surged to take a 1-point lead here over LaGrange. Ryan Wilkes here with Andy Farringer as Brevard has the lead, and it will inbound after the travel to send us to the under 16. Andy, it's been a great start to the second half for the Tornadoes.
Yeah, it's all been by the defense so far. Defense leading to offense, of course, as Tyler Baldwin has 2 steals so far in this one for KK Horton.
Baldwin in the backcourt will take it across the timeline with Colton defending. Top of the key, Jaden Carnes. Carnes looking backdoor for Baldwin. He had to sky for that one. Kick back out. Horton thought about 3. Now we'll bring it back with 15 to shoot. KK Horton top of the key, drives inside on Rasheed Henry. Kick out Carnes, top of the key, 3, no. Rebound from McAllister, who kicks it up the floor for Dillard. Way too much on that one, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, another turnover there from LaGrange.
Costly turnover, looked like a bucket for Dillard if the pass was on the money. As Horton has on the near side wing, gives off Drayshawn Brown, now Carnes. Carnes off a screen from Horton, handoff Baldwin. He's open for 3 again, front rim no good. Rasheed Henry with the board. And he will bring it up the court here for the Panthers.
Tornadoes with as many steals as they had in the first half, and they forced as many turnovers as they forced in the first half.
Rasheed Henry draws a foul on Jaden Carnes inside. Carnes trying to defend. And it will be a baseline inbound for the Panthers. As Harrell and Scott will check back in, Colton and Dillard head to the bench.
I think it's been interesting that Rasheed Henry's been guarding KK Horton, who's one of the niftier offensive guys for the Tornadoes, but he's been able to keep up with him pretty well.
McAllister thinks about a deep 3, bounce pass to Rasheed Henry, defended by Brock McKnight. Rasheed Henry looking for an option. He'll spin on Brock. Right-hand hook shot, no, and Carnes a strong board to turn away 2 Panthers, and he gets it to Baldwin.
Rasheed Henry's first miss of the night.
Baldwin top of the key for Drayshawn Brown. Brown a handoff back to Baldwin. Baldwin free throw line, looked inside for Carnes, right back to Tyler. He'll lay it in. Seems like the first fortunate bounce to go the way of the Tornadoes as Baldwin scoops it in, and Brevard leads by 3.
It's like everything's just clicking right now for Tyler Baldwin.
Rasheed Henry drives inside on Baldwin in the mismatch. He's able to lay it in to cut the deficit back to 1. That was certainly not the matchup that Brevard probably wanted there with Baldwin on the 6'8" Rasheed Henry.
Almost a foot in difference.
Handoff to McKnight from Carnes, top of the key. Now kick to Malachi McLean. McLean back to Brock McKnight, drives down the lane, kick back out Brown. Brown hops up in the lane, top of the key. Carnes, his 3, front rim no, just a little bit too soft on that three-point attempt as Harrington brings it down the side of the lane. He is blocked, but a foul call, and I believe it'll go on Drayshawn Brown, and it will send LaGrange to the line with a chance to tie or take the lead.
A really late call there from the official on the outside,
that's 3 on Drayshawn with Noah Asuji at the table. I think that's going to be the change. The Asuji, the freshman. As Harrington's free throw, no good off the back rim. And Asuji will check in. It will be Carnes that heads to the bench. And Zane Caudle will also enter to take the spot of Tyler Baldwin.
Baldwin leading the Tornadoes with 18 points.
Yeah, he's been excellent. 7 of 10 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3. In the absence of Twain Wilson is Harrington's second free throw, also no good. Tornadoes retain the 1-point lead with Brock McKnight taking it up for Brevard. Handoff goes Zane Caudle, now far side Malachi McLean to Drayshawn Brown. Top of the key McLean, screen from Asuji. He's working on Scott, tries a mid-range jumper, back iron no. Here comes Harrington down the lane on Brown, right-hand layup, finds the bottom of the cup. 63-62 LaGrange. I don't think Lee Burgess liked that shot. That led to a long rebound and a transition bucket for LaGrange to retake a 1-point lead. Handoff to Brown, back to Brock McKnight, near side wing. A dribble to the top, pass to Zane Caudle. Now Asuji, top of the key. Handoff Drayshawn Brown. Brown has it deflected away and a turnover. Here comes the Panthers, a block for Malachi McLean, but it still rolls in for Micah McAllister. And now a whistle. Didn't see quite what happened there, but it's a 3-point lead for LaGrange. As the head coach for the Panthers, Kendall Wallace, having a conversation with the head official.
Looked like Asuji passed it to McLean, who was out of bounds as well, and then gave it to Caudle, but no clear inbound there.
Some pressure from Harrell in the backcourt. Caudle able to bring it across the timeline. Screen for Asuji at the top. Asuji gets it back door for Brown. Brown inside. We'll give it back to Noah Asuji down the lane, right back to Drayshawn. Now out to Malachi McLean for 3. It's good.
It is. I think head coach Lee Bird's going to enjoy that shot a lot more for McLean.
Good look there from McLean. He knocks it down. It brings us back even at 65. Harrell handoff to Rasheed Henry, top of the key. Bounce pass to Scott at the elbow. Now back out for McAllister. 13 to shoot for LaGrange. Harrington thinks about 3, gives it back to Scott, who drives on Asuji. Back out for Harrington. His 3 glances off the front of the rim. No good. Brock McKnight with the board, and he fends off 2 LaGrange Panthers to bring it across the timeline. Dangerous pass to Drayshawn Brown, but he's able to corral. Top of the key for Malachi McLean. Handoff goes back to Brown. Brown inside, kick back out. McLean might have had an open look, but he fumbled the pass. And he'll reset top of the key with 13 to shoot. McLean down the lane, right hand layup rolls in. Just some isolation ball for Malachi McLean. He took it himself, and Brevard leads 67-65.
Yeah, really pretty finish there from McLean to finish that layup.
Rasheed Henry with the ball. McAllister driving down the lane. The layup is good. Good drive from McAllister, and guess what, Andy? We're tied up at 67.
Yep.
If you know what I'm referencing. As McLean will bring it across the timeline for Brevard with just about 10 minutes to play. Waiting for the under 12 whistle. These two teams have played well without fouling here in the last couple minutes. Handoff goes to Brown with 15 to shoot. Brown to Malachi McLean. Malachi McLean a pump fake, now down the lane. Euro step, right hand layup, no. And the rebound finds the arms of McAllister. Numbers here for LaGrange. looking to take the lead in the tie game. Scott down the lane, has it deflected away, and a late whistle called on the Tornadoes, and that will send us to the under 12 media timeout. The foul called on Brock McKnight on the grab, and we head to the under 12 media timeout. 9:44 to play, and we're tied at 67 apiece. We'll take a break and be right back in an exciting second half here inside the Bosch. This second half has been exactly what we were hoping and expecting it to be. Brevard trailed by 6 at the break, but has outscored LaGrange by 6 in this second half. So tied up at 67, but a chance for LaGrange to knock down a pair of free throws and take the lead. As we hear during the break, 1,000 points in college career for Malachi McLean. He was a great player in the JUCO ranks last year. He transferred from Lewisburg College, started every game last year, scored 20-plus points 6 times, including 36-point effort and a 32-point game against Guilford Tech. And Malachi's certainly been living up to the hype coming into this season.
Yeah, absolutely. A great start of the season and already a great college career, and he's just a junior, so we'll see what else is in store for him.
Scott with the free throw. First one is good. And it's 68-67, LaGrange. Second free throw for Scott. Rolls around and in. 69-67, LaGrange retakes the lead as Caudle has in the backcourt some pressure here from Harrell as Caudle gets across the timeline. Hands off to McLean. Caleb Duncan just checked in. He has it now off to Brock McKnight. Inside Dowell called for the foul over the back of Malachi McLean.
I think my favorite part of basketball games are when a defensive player commits an obvious foul and then throws their hands up like there's no chance they committed a foul.
Caudle will inbound, gives off to Caleb Duncan. Now to Brock McKnight, top of the key. McLean has it far side. McKnight driving inside, has some space. He is denied at the rim by Kanai Rashid Henry, who turns it away. Good look for McKnight, but Rashid Henry came out of nowhere to block that shot.
Crazy athlete he is.
Dowell wide open three, back rim no, but Rashid Henry there with a board. Colton with a second chance gives it to Harrell. Harrell step back three, thought about it. Did he travel? No call. Looked like he might have, but didn't pick up that pivot foot. Colton tightly defended by Malachi McLean with 8 to shoot. Colton top of the key crossover. Caudle switches on. Harrell has it now. Tries a three, rattles in. Big shot there for Harrell. Another second chance bucket for LaGrange and a 5-0 surge after the media timeout as Caudle gives off to Caleb Duncan. Top of the key, Noah Asuji. Asuji to McLean. 8:36 to play in the moving clock. 15 to shoot for Brevard. Asuji looked backdoor. Caudle had it taken away. Now Dowell down the lane. Asuji. Great block by Noah Asuji, but it's retained by LaGrange. Rashid Henry down the lane. He tries a right-hand layup, and he finds it. 74-67, a 7-0 run for LaGrange. Out of the media timeout, and Brevard will burn one. 7-point lead for LaGrange. A great surge for the Panthers to take this 7-point lead. We'll take a break and be right back.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Back here at the Botch, it's a 7-point lead for LaGrange. Andy, we've talked about it. Basketball is a game of runs. I think we've seen plenty today. Another one from LaGrange there to take a 7-point advantage.
Yeah, I think that was a good timeout by Coach Lieber just because it's 7-0, straight out of media timeout, and he just wants to let his guys rest, let them not stress. It's still a really close game. 7 points, only 3 possessions away, and it's still 8 minutes to go. So good timeout. I think Tornadoes will be sharp out of this one.
KK Horton back in the game. Zane Caudle, Caleb Duncan, Jayden Carnes, and Malachi McLean also on the floor for LaGrange. It is Devin Dowell, Chase Harrell, Brody Scott, Austin Colton, and Kanai Rashid Henry, who has really been the star of the show today here for the Panthers. With 17 points for him to lead all scorers. Caudle gives off to Malachi McLean. Top of the key, Jayden Carnes looks back door. Might have had McLean, but thinks better of it. Top of the key, Carnes. Hand off to KK Horton. KK has some space. Thought about 3. Now gives it to McLean. 10 to shoot for Brevard. Under 8 minutes to play. McLean in the lane. Turns around, gives back out. KK Horton with 5 to shoot. KK crossover, top of the key. Down the lane. Right hand layup rolls in. KK Horton took it himself near half court. And he finds 2 points at the rim. 74-69 LaGrange. Harrell controls far side, gives off Brody Scott.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful move there by KK Horton on that last drive.
Harrell drives baseline, looked for Rashid Henry, now kicks out Scott. Dowell, top of the key, thought about 3, drives on Caudle and lays it in at the rim. Caudle tried to deflect it away on the backside. He couldn't do so, and by that point, Dowell was at the rim for 2 at 76-69. Handoff Duncan far side, passes to McLean, top of the key. Now back to Malachi. Malachi drives down the lane. He's double teamed, had Carnes at the top of the key. Now it does find the hands of Jayden Carnes. Caudle drives inside, gives back off Carnes. Carnes a layup, blocked, but a foul called on Brody Scott. He didn't like that call, but it will send Jayden Carnes to the line for 2. I believe we will head to immediate timeout on that whistle, and we will. 7-point lead for LaGrange. As the clock sits exactly at 7 minutes to go, Tyler Baldwin will check back in when we come back. Brevard looking for a surge here as we head towards the end of this one. Just 7 minutes left, and Brevard trails by 7. We'll talk to you when we come back.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
There'll be 2 free throws for Jayden Carnes after the foul called on Brody Scott. The Tornadoes need to find something here late. Brevard had a surge, actually took the lead here in this second half, but it's been LaGrange since then who has kind of found the buckets where they need them to take this 7-point lead, Andy.
Yeah, Rashid Henry's really been doing it all for the Panthers. 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 blocks so far in this one.
And we talked about that shooting percentage, how some people might say, oh, they won't be able to keep that up, but they've actually shot better here in the second half. Smaller sample sizes. Carnes' first free throw swishes in to cut the deficit to 6. We're 11 of 17 shooting in this second half, and most of it happening inside the arc. Only 2 threes here in the second half for the Panthers as Carnes puts up the second of 2 and rattles it home. 2 for 2 from the line for Carnes out of the immediate timeout. Brevard back within 5 with under 7 minutes to play. Harrell picks up his dribble near midcourt, looking for an option, gives it off to Austin Colton. Now back to Harrell. Bounce pass to Rashid Henry. KK Horton defending, definitely giving up some size, but KK defending nicely on this possession. Kick back out for Dowell. Harrell baseline for Scott, who drives inside, and he scores. Baldwin took a gamble, didn't pay off, and he was beat back door. And the 2-point basket for LaGrange pushed the lead back to 7. Baldwin, top of the key, Carnes. Carnes dribbles around, handoff goes back, Tyler Baldwin. Baldwin to McLean. 12 to shoot for the Tornadoes, handoff to Caleb Duncan. Duncan step back, tries a long 2, no good. And a rebound for Rasheed Henry.
Good move there off the dribble for Duncan, just unable to put that mid-range in.
That's rebound number 9 for Kenai Rasheed Henry, who's quickly approaching a double-double here in this contest. Dowell defended by Carnes, gives off Rasheed Henry, defended by McLean. 14 to shoot. Dowell drives middle, tries a floater, and he rattles it in. 9-point lead for LaGrange with 5:45 and a moving clock here in this second half.
Looks like Rasheed Henry had something there on that post-up. Looks a little slower. Looked like he called for a sub from the bench.
Carnes top of the key to Tyler Baldwin. Baldwin back to KK Horton. KK trying to drive, but he's turned around. Now KK will look back door, had it deflected away. It finds the arms of McLean, and a foul called on Scott on the loose ball. Maybe a little bit fortunate for the Tornadoes right there on a bit of a broken play. Brown and McKnight set to check back in with McAllister and Tyler Harrington checking back in for the Panthers. 9-point lead for LaGrange, 5:22 to go in this second half. Brevard looking for an answer here late against this feisty Panthers team. Top of the key, Brock McKnight. Handoff goes to KK Horton off a ball screen. Horton looks inside for Carnes. His left-hand layup is good. Good action there.
We'll see what the Tornadoes can do in the paint with Rasheed Henry out.
Yeah, you might need to do that to open up the three a little bit as Rasheed Henry does check out. Maybe a time where the Tornadoes can take advantage inside a little bit.
Especially with it being late in the game.
Harrington turned away by Baldwin. Harrell will try a three, no good. Horton skies for the board. KK Horton moving quickly across the timeline. Now will slow up with 25 to shoot. Handoff to Brock McKnight. McKnight free throw line, tries a mid-range jumper. He got it. Brock McKnight for 2, and it's a 5-point game, 80-75.
Mid-range was real pretty there from McKnight.
There's Gonzalez heading the scores table to try and get more size in there to turn away some of the mid-range and inside opportunities for Brevard. McAllister top of the key switch as Baldwin now defends. Harrell far side on KK Horton. Harrell turned away, now tries to go inside on KK. Layup no good, rebound tipped around, and a foul called on Brody Scott. Good box out by Drayshawn Brown to get Scott off of his back. I believe that's going to be 3 on Brody Scott. As he checks out, Gonzalez will check back in for the Tornadoes, or excuse me, for the Panthers with 4:12 to play. Final media timeout on the way here in the next couple of seconds on the next whistle. Baldwin to the top for KK Horton, far side Carnes. He's open for 3, and it's good. 80-78. Brevard has come back in this one to make it a 2-point game after trailing by 9.
Carnes with a game-high 20 points. He missed a couple three-pointers early in the second half, but we knew it wouldn't be long before he put another one in.
McAllister near side working on Baldwin, the top for Dowell. Dowell drives on Carnes, step-back jumper, tough shot, and he got it. Over the outstretched arms of Jaden Carnes, Devin Dowell with a timely mid-range jumper to push the lead back to 4. Good defense there by Carnes. It's a better shot for Dowell.
Yeah, Dowell's been heating up. Now he leads the Panthers with 18.
Baldwin has the answer. Top of the key, he knocks it down. And Tyler Baldwin has 21 to lead all scorers, and it's a 1-point game. LaGrange calls a timeout. Wallace is not happy at the head official. LaGrange was asking for that. I can understand the frustration. It was almost a turnover before LaGrange got the timeout. And Kendall Wallace going to cool down a little bit here in between the timeout. When we return to the floor, Brevard and LaGrange in a battle here inside the Bosch. The Panthers lead by 182-81 with 3:10 to go in the second half. We'll have an exciting finish for you coming up next on the other side. talked about it right before the break, but Tyler Baldwin and Jaden Carnes have combined for 41 of the team's 81 points, just over half of the production coming from Baldwin and Carnes. Andy, what a performance it's been for those two to have Brevard only down by 1.
Absolutely. Tyler Baldwin shooting 8 for 11 so far in this one, so he's pretty much almost everything he's putting up is going into the basket, so that's huge for the Tornadoes and Carnes as well, after he was able to get that three-pointer to go.
Colton has in the backcourt for LaGrange with just over 3 minutes to play in this second half. Rasheed Henry back in, the smaller Baldwin defending. Rasheed Henry lost it. It bounces to Drayshawn Brown. The Tornadoes can take the lead on this possession late in this contest. Baldwin into the front court. Gives off McKnight. McKnight inside for KK. Back to the basket. Baldwin backdoor cut too strong on the layup. And LaGrange able to corral the rebound. Here comes Harrington down the lane. He's shoved by Brown in a foul. Oh, man, that was a tough sequence there for Brevard. Probably a wise foul there for Brown. Wasn't going to give up the bucket easy to Harrington. LaGrange will be forced to reset offensively. As Scott checks back in, Harrington will head to the bench. 4th on Brown with 2:41 to play, the 16th foul. Next one will be the bonus for the Panthers. Colton inbounds to Rasheed Henry. KK Horton tightly defending. Handoff back to Colton. And Carnes switches on to the 6'8" Rasheed Henry. Dowell far side driving on Baldwin. Lots of contact. A whistle, and he sticks it up and in. Dowell for 2 plus the foul. 20 for Devin Dowell. And the foul called on Baldwin. It's a 3-point lead and a chance for one more for Dowell.
Yeah, brutal sequence, as you mentioned, for the Tornadoes with the missed layup on one end, the foul, and then the basket there.
The bonus in play now for LaGrange. They still have 3 fouls to give, with only 14 fouls here in the second half. Dowell with the free throw, up and good. It's a 2-possession game with 2:31 to play, 85-81. McKnight inbounds to Baldwin. Harrell applying some pressure on Tyler Baldwin. He's able to beat it and get it in the front court. KK Horton far side has it to the top for Brock McKnight. McKnight kicks back out Carnes, who tries the top of the key 3. No good off the back rim, and it's tipped by Drayshawn Brown right to Micah McAllister, and the Panthers content to slow it down just a little bit. What's been a fast-moving ball game. McAllister cross over top of the key. Rasheed Henry has it far side, drives on Baldwin, denied. Here comes Brown. He deflects it away and keeps it in bounds. Kick up the floor for KK Horton. KK, layup good, plus the foul.
What a finish on the other end by Horton.
Not a great foul there for Harrell. KK was going to get to the cup one way or another. And we just talked about the sequence for the Tornadoes. Not a great sequence for LaGrange there either. The turnover, and now an opportunity for a 3-point play to cut it to 1. KK's free throw up and no good, and it stays a 2-point game. Scott with the rebound. He'll give off to Harrell in the backcourt. Under 2 minutes to go, 1:48 in a moving clock in the second half. Scott top of the key, handoff Dowell. Dowell working on Baldwin, tries a tough mid-range shot that rattles in. Devin Dowell, some really tough shots, and he's able to stick it home to push the lead back to 4. McKnight handoff to KK. Jaden Carnes top the key, backdoor KK cuts, he lays it in, and it's a 2-point game. Horton pressure in the backcourt and a foul as he wraps up Harrell on a costly foul on KK Horton. It'll be a 1-and-1 with 1:19 to play. I get the idea, but now Harrell will have a 1-and-1 from the line with a chance to push it back to a 2-possession game.
Yeah, how about Devin Dowell? 15 points in the second half here.
He's been excellent.
Really good down the stretch for the Panthers.
Some really high-quality basketball here this evening inside the box as Harrell's free throw is good. Front rim rolls in, and it's a 3-point game, an opportunity to make it a 4-point game on the next free throw from Harrell. His second free throw is through, and he knocks both of them down. 2 big free throws to extend it back to a 2-possession game. McKnight controls in the backcourt, takes it across the timeline for Brevard. Carnes top of the key ball screen. Now to KK. Carnes backdoor for Brown. One-hand dunk goes through. Drayshawn Brown very active off the ball. He's able to go backdoor and find the cup for 2. It's a 2-point game. Timeout Brevard with 1:06 to play, Andy. We'll keep it right here. I mean, second game of the season, these guys look like they're in mid-season form.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams really playing well. Tornadoes just down 2 here with a minute to go, clawing their way back, but you got to play really good defense here without fouling. Already in the bonus are the Panthers, so any foul here is a free throw, but Drayshawn Brown and KK Horton both with 4 and Tyler Baldwin with 3, so you got to really avoid fouling and can't have those guys miss any time in this game.
Just talked about Devin Dowell. He had 14 in the opener against Truett McConnell, 23 points on 20 shots. He's 11 of 20 from the field, and he's got all his points inside the three-point line. I think that's what's been so impressive about this performance is it's really been the mid-range and getting to the cup for Dowell. He's had a couple really tightly contested mid-range jump shots. He's been able to knock them through. I mean, what have you been impressed with Devin Dowell and what he's been able to do for this LaGrange team?
I mean, the way he just creates his own shots, he's incredible off the dribble. He just, and like you mentioned, he's not shooting the three ball. He's getting into within 15, 20 feet of the basket and just pulling up over whatever guard is guarding him, and he's able to make it. So really impressive stuff.
LaGrange will inbound with 1:06 to play, leading by 2 over the Brevard College Tornadoes, as Harrell has in the backcourt. Some soft pressure being applied here by Baldwin. As Harrell brings it across the timeline, we're under a minute to go here inside Boschmer Gymnasium. It's tipped away, but Harrell able to get back to it. 18 to shoot for LaGrange. As Harrell comes back in the front court, bounce pass to Scott. Scott drives down low. Had it tipped away for a moment, kick back out. Harrell a 3, no good. Rebound, and going back up, putting it in, is Rasheed Henry, who has been there time and time again. It's a 4-point lead for LaGrange. And a whistle. With 35.7 to play, not sure what that whistle was for. I don't think either team called a timeout. As we're sorting it out here, Brock McKnight will inbound. Again, so second chance opportunities. That were the storyline early. They're the storyline here late as Rasheed Henry sticks it back in. And now eventually, I think we're going to get a timeout here. I think Brevard's going to call it a 30-second timeout. We'll take a break with them with 38.6 to go. It's a 4-point game here live on YouTube. Back here at the Bosch, it is a 4-point game with just under 40 seconds to play. As McKnight will inbound to KK Horton, back to Brock McKnight. The Tornadoes going to have to move quickly here with limited time remaining. McKnight defended tightly by Scott. Drayshawn Brown far side. Now to Carnes. Carnes thought about 3, thinks better of it. Handoff to KK. KK down the lane, kick to the corner for McKnight. He pump fakes, drives baseline. Back out Baldwin for 3, no. Carnes with the board under 20 seconds. Horton tries the top of the key 3. No, and it's rebound by Henry. Foul in the backcourt. Jaden Carnes whistled. And that might just about do it with just 13 seconds and change left to play.
I mean, really important that foul was on Jaden Carnes and not any of the other starters here with such foul trouble that Tornadoes are having. But we'll see if 1-1, a missed free throw could keep the Tornadoes here.
Couple good looks there for Brevard. Neither fell as Rasheed Henry, who has had himself a very good afternoon. 19 points, an opportunity to make it 20. No good off the front of the rim. Baldwin corrals a rebound. Under 10 seconds, here comes Tyler Baldwin. Baldwin will kick it to Carnes. 6 seconds, his 3. I think it was tipped. And Dowell corrals a rebound. He is fouled. And that will more than likely finish up this ball game. Dowell will head to the line with an opportunity to cap off a great evening.
Who else but Kanye Rasheed Henry to end the game with a block on a 3-pointer of all shots, too.
He's been excellent. As Dowell heads to the line for 2 free throws, and the double bonus are the Panthers. Dowell, a couple dribbles, spins it around, puts the first free throw up, no good off the front of the rim. And it will stay 91-87 with 3.5 seconds to play here inside Boschmer Gymnasium. And LaGrange is going to burn a timeout with 3.5 seconds to play. Try to get something sorted out here. I think it's going to be a full for the Panthers. So we'll take a timeout with them with 3.5 to go and see if anything wacky can happen in the final almost 4 seconds left in the second half. We'll be right back.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
One more free throw for Devin Dowell out of the timeout as LaGrange burns one with 3.5 seconds left to play. And Dowell, who missed the first, will head back to the line for one more. We'll see what Brevard has with 3.5 seconds left to play. It's going to be tough. As Dowell spins the ball. They'll put up the second free throw. It falls. It's a 5-point game as Horton inbounds looking for Baldwin, who lets it bounce once. He tries to have court shot. No good. The rebound goes to Kenai Rashid Henry. And that's how this one ends. 92-87 LaGrange in a great game here inside Boschmer Gymnasium. LaGrange gets the better of the Tornadoes here on the road as we'll send this one off tonight. We have a couple games coming up as the Tornadoes head on the road to Warren Wilson and at Bob Jones for the next two before coming back home to face off with Warren Wilson. Andy, final thoughts from this game between the Panthers and the Tornadoes?
I mean, it was a really good offensive performance from Brevard. I think a little worse shooting than that first game we saw against Oglethorpe, but that was just like a crazy game. 21 points from Tyler Baldwin in his first career start. Playing in 23 minutes, he really shined for the Tornadoes. Jaden Carden setting his season-high 20 points. 6 assists and 5 rebounds as well, doing everything as he usually does. Trayshawn Brown leading the team with rebounds again and also led the team with steals with 4 at 6 points of his own. KK Horton scored pretty well in that second half, having 8 points out of his 9 coming then. Brock McKnight also started heating up a little bit, 10 points in the second half. And, of course, Malachi McLean off the bench playing another really good game.
We'll close the book on this one, and we'll prepare to talk to you on Saturday when the Tornadoes football team wraps up their regular season here at home against North Carolina Wesleyan. For now, Ryan Wilkes and Andy Farringer signing off as LaGrange takes down Brevard 92-87. We'll talk to you next time.